Yes, what's good, ladies and gents? Welcome back to MKO Boxing, aka MKO Pugilism, where we talk all things boxing. Remember to like and subscribe on YouTube, follow on TikTok, all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's get into it. This is sort of my final prediction video on this upcoming fight this weekend. 2 pound for pound superstars going at it in Canelo Alvarez, the current undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, versus Terence Bud Crawford, the current 147-pound welterweight champion, and he's also a current 154-pound light middleweight champion also. So these two are set to clash, and what's at stake is, of course, Canelo's super middleweight titles. And yeah, this is one where I've seen a lot of people picking Crawford. Crawford seems to be a favorite with a lot of people. The bookies have Canelo as the favorite for obvious reasons. And I myself have Canelo as favorite for me also. And my main reasoning is really, it just sort of comes down to the weight, the size, the strength of Canelo, and I eventually think that Canelo will be able to sort of walk Crawford down. And I think the problem Crawford will probably have is that Canelo will be able to take his shots, and at times in his fight, I think Canelo will be able to kind of walk Crawford down and walk through some of the shots that he's throwing. And I think it will be sort of the toughness and the endurance of Canelo that will eventually bring him the win. I think the win's probably going to come on points. And I don't know, it's one of these where it's, you know, I don't think it's going to be a whitewash. I think Crawford is going to have success in this fight because, I mean, technically, skills-wise, I say that Crawford has the skills, and he probably, if they were both super middleweights, then I'd probably pick Crawford, because I think Crawford, he's got that versatility, the ability to switch hit. He's very good at making adjustments in fights. He's very good at turning things around if he's behind in a fight, as we saw with the Sean Porter fight. So I think with the versatility of Crawford and the skill set, I think he's got all the tools to sort of beat Canelo. I think the area where he's going to lack is obviously the significantly smaller man. He's I mean, they won't look at it in height-wise, he's not. He might be a bit taller than Canelo, but the bone density-wise, and, you know, just the thickness and everything, and Canelo's used to this weight. So I just see Canelo sort of walking through some of Crawford's shots and being able to sort of walk him down, whereas guys at the lower weights, perhaps, you know, welterweight and 154, those sort of guys might not be able to walk through Crawford's punches. They might, you know, they'd have to think twice before coming in. But I think Canelo, even when Crawford has his success, Canelo is going to be able to just sort of walk him down and walk forward undeterred, because he's been able to take shots off of light heavyweights and, you know, middleweight with the biggest punches in the game, like Triple G and guys like that. And, you know, even like Kovalev, although I don't think Kovalev really landed anything significant, but, you know, guys like that, guys like Bivol, and he's been able to take shots off of everybody without issue. And I think that's going to be sort of the Achilles heel for Crawford, because even when he has his success, eventually Canelo is going to probably be able to sort of walk him down and then be able to get past whatever Crawford throws and then start doing his work, which, because he's the bigger puncher and he's the bigger guy, is going to be more damaging. And that's where I think Canelo wins it, because he'll be able to perhaps not have to show much respect to what's coming back at him from Crawford, because he's able to take it. And you know, I admit, look, I could be wrong on this prediction, but that's my sort of first instinct. I edge it to Canelo. I think if we're talking about percentages, I give it to Canelo sort of 70-30. So I think Crawford has a good chance because of his style and everything and whatnot. But I think the fact that Crawford is not a guy that's going to run around the ring. He's not a guy that's going to run away from a fight. He's a guy that's going to stand and trade at times. And I think that's where Canelo may be able to just take over and just, not respect what Crawford's doing and walk through him, walk him down, and just make it a hard night's work for Crawford. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Let me know what you think about the outcome of the fight. Who are you picking? You picking Bud Crawford, or are you like me picking Canelo? And yeah, I can't wait to see and can't wait to find out, what happens. I'd be happy for Crawford if he won. And, Canelo, I'm also a fan of him too. So it's one of those tough ones where I'm a fan of both fighters. I enjoyed the careers of both fighters. I think, a win would mean a lot more to Crawford because it'll be a monumental achievement. And if he is able to prove me wrong and prove the bookies and everyone wrong, then that will definitely, for me, because of the leap in weight and the fact he's had no fights up there at 168, that would put him in that sort of all-time greats conversation because, he's done all of that and remained unbeaten. And, that would be amazing if he were to pull it off. So let me know what you think. And until next time, it's MKO Boxing, over and out.